What is up, Watch fam? Happy Saturday and welcome to ASKTNH Live. I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and today we are live on Instagram. I am going to be answering tons of live questions from our Instagram viewers. If you would like to be one of those Instagram viewers in the future to ask me live questions, go ahead right now and follow us on Instagram at Theo and Harris. Open up your Instagram apps, type in TheoandHarris. So let's get into it. The first question is, what's my Grail watch? Great question, and I always answer it like this. The one watch I have to own before I die for myself is a Rolex Daydate. It is not the most expensive. It is not the best watch I want, but that is the one watch I have to own before I die. The best watch that I probably want is a Patek Philippe reference 3940. Again, there are probably better, more interesting watches out there, but that's the one I really, really want. I would love to have a Laurent Ferrier. You know, they make just insane watches. In many ways, it probably equal in construction, but I don't want to say more original in design, but more unknown and obscure that I really appreciate. But it's that Patek perpetual calendar with a beautiful white dial. I would love some of that, patina on the dial that happens in one of the subdials. It's turned to purple sometimes. It's crazy shit. I would love to have that watch in white gold. I would do it in white gold. But right now they're like 40 grand or 50 grand. So it's a lot of money. I don't see myself necessarily, and I could be wrong. I just don't see myself ever being in a position to drop 40 grand on a watch or 50 grand on a watch. It's a lot of money, guys. And maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Maybe I'll win the lottery. Maybe I'll be Scrooge McDuck in it. Do you guys hire at TNH? Yes. Right now, we are looking for another person to join the TNH team. So I might as well just announce it now. We are looking for, and I don't even know what the job title is, because I don't even know, but I really want someone that could run I know this sounds vague, but I'll get more specific, like the strategic, like just relationships for Theo and Harris. I'm really bad at B2B marketing. I'm really bad at it. I don't really like to network. I don't really like to talk to people in that way, because it's very much so a game of I'm trying to get something from you, you're trying to get something from me, who's going to get the better end, and you end up dealing with people and these massive egos, and I don't find that when I deal with clients. That's why I love customer service. I'm just dealing with people that are looking for something that I have, and we just talk about that, and we share a passion, whereas when I'm talking to their business and trying to figure out how to make a marketing relationship, it's exhausting. You get people that you wouldn't even believe the astronomical numbers I've been quoted for blog posts on, frankly, mediocre blogs, but it's just these overinflated egos. It's awful. It's awful. So I don't like it. But I'm sure there are people out there that would be wonderful at that job. So if you're interested in coming to work for TNH, managing partnerships with blogs, with other YouTube channels, with Instagram pages, if that's something that you're interested in, please shoot me an email. Oh, hold on. Pause due to poor connection. Shouldn't be. Hold on. Reconnecting. Come on. This has not happened yet today. There's no reason for this to be happening. Okay, that was really weird. Sorry about that, guys. So if that is something that you're interested in, if you think that you would not only be able to, but enjoy that kind of, marketing, shoot me an email at info@theoandharris.com. I would love to speak to you. It would be awesome. We have no timeline. It could be tomorrow we hire. It could be in 6 months. Actually, not 6 months. It could be tomorrow or in 2 months. But that's it. So shoot me an email. If I were looking for a vintage jump hour watch, similar to your personal one, would I be able to find one for $1 to $2K? Yes, and you should shoot me an email because I have one of them. So boom, drop the mic. What watches do you expect to be future classics? Great question. I don't know. I think that the new Omega Railmaster could be not the reissue. I think that the new Omega Railmaster, which we did a video on, you can put the link in the bio in our description below, Anna, is an incredible watch. The design is beautiful. The finishing is great. The dials are really textured. I think that is super valuable. I like the faux patina. I love the hands. I mean, overall, it's a great watch. That could be a classic. But there's a problem because Omega releases so many watches that it gets to the point of, they almost cannibalize themselves. They make it less of an opportunity for that watch to, be a classic, be a super desirable watch, because their marketing doesn't pay enough attention to it because it's paying attention to so many other watches and shit like that. So it is unfortunate. Omega makes a lot of watches. I want to talk about the difference between investing in watches and flipping watches. I think it's important. I do view, watches as an asset class for investment. People think that that's a sales technique. It's not. Frankly, many of the watches that I think could be considered asset classes, I don't even sell because they're out of my price range. I can't even acquire them. But that doesn't change the reality that there are watches that I personally own, that I've bought and put in a safe, that I think are going to be worth more when I go to sell them in 2, 3, 5, 10 years. That happened with Universal Genève. It happened with Hoyers. It's happened with Rolex Daytonas. It happened with Rolex Submariners. It's happened with many Patek Philippes. So I think it's a reality. Not I think it is a reality. Just the difference between investing in watches for a long-term kind of asset class and flipping watches is kind of how it affects your life. I think that watch flippers I just find them so annoying. Not because they bother me by any means. I just feel like I get very, very emotionally invested in my watches, and I feel like it's just so... I don't know. I feel like you're just cold, not you. I would feel so cold to buy a watch for myself, talk about how much I love it, and then be like, bye, say I'm never going to sell it. This is a keeper, and then sell it in 6 weeks. I don't know. I just don't like that. And if that's your thing, then awesome. Props to you. And if you can manage that without losing a lot of money, or if you're losing a lot of money and don't mind, good for you. No judgment. It's not something that I like to do. But there is a difference there. And I do think that some watch flippers really should be careful of, one, losing money, and two, some of the watches that they may be giving up really could be considered long-term asset classes. And to sell them, right now for the next thing that they're going to like for 6 weeks, can definitely be shooting themselves in the foot. It can definitely be, penny wise, dollar foolish. So be careful, Exactly. I'd rather just enjoy watches without expecting anything in return. I agree with you, Jesus. All of my personal watches, I would never sell them. I genuinely love my Rolex. I love my jump hour watch that I got for my graduation. I love my Omega. I've that and the Cartier. Those are my 4 or 5 watches. That's it. I have emotional attachments to these watches, so no, I can't just say goodbye. It just doesn't work like that for me. But it's fine if that's your thing, and if I am going to sell it, it's not necessarily, I sold one of my Cartiers. I sold it about 2 months ago. And I sold it to someone who is a client that I consider a friend, and that's got a lot to do with it. It wasn't just a buyer. I didn't have it listed on the site. It was a friend that emailed me and said, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And I was like, I have that exact thing. Okay, let me think about it. And I sold it to him, because I was, in a weird way, I wanted that, watch to go to a home that I knew would take care of it and appreciate it. It sounds like I'm talking about a child, if I give up a child to adoption. But, it sounds like that because you want your kid to go to a good home, Why do I give a shit where my watch goes? It's not living. It doesn't have emotions. But there's so much of my emotions are wrapped up in that, that I didn't want it to go. So anyway, so that's kind of how that was the enjoyment that I got out of selling it. But no, it wasn't about, money or not having attention span. It was just about, okay, this will go to the next person now, and And that's it. And they're going to love it just as much as I did. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of AskTNH Live. You guys are my favorite. I love you all so much. If you guys do not already follow us on Instagram, please go ahead and do so right now. So on the next live, you too can ask questions. It's a lot of fun. These guys are asking a bunch of questions that I literally can't even get to all of them or even most of them. So go ahead and do that. If you like this video, if you think I talk too fast, or if you hated, or if you liked any of my points, please give this video a thumbs up. For any reason you can imagine. If you think my jacket is green, give this video a thumbs up because more people will see it and then we'll have a better company in layman's terms. Thank you so much. I love you all, seriously. So, cheers.